Hello, my name is Eric Meltzer, and I'm a training specialist at the Office of Advisory Neighborhood Commissions. In this video, I'm going to give you a tour of the Office of Advisory Neighborhood Commissions' newly designed website. Let's get started. First up, we have this Go to ANC option where you can choose your ward, and then you can choose your ANC and go to it, and it will directly open up a new window in your browser on your ANC's local website. Let's go back to our homepage. Going from here, you'll see we have information on how to contact the executive director as well as our office hours. Going further down here, you'll see that we have a list of upcoming meetings, but there's also a friendly calendar that we're going to get to in just a little bit. Going further down here, you'll see that there are some recent updates as well as some newsletters that have been posted. And then you'll see that we have ANC News here at the bottom. And you can also go and click through the different items just like so, and click on any of these items, and it'll just open them up in a brand new window. Going back to our home page to the top here, let's go through the different sections that we have. So first off, we have about the OANC. And so, as you know, it was established by the Comprehensive Advisory Neighborhood Commission Reform Amendment Act of 2000, and you'll see here we have info about the mission of the OANC as well as its vision. So you can read through these at your leisure. Going further down, we have about the executive director. And so from here, you can just read about the executive director's bio as well as contact information here on the right-hand side. Going further down, you'll see that we have an organization chart with the executive director at the top, and then going down to the different positions. So we have general counsel side, land use attorney, and then on the right-hand side, we have the other people that work in the Office of Advisory Neighborhood Commissions for your information. Going further down, we have OANC policies. And so this is where you can get a link to statutory authority. So that's coming from the DC code. And then you'll see we have different policies within the Office of Advisory Neighborhood Commissions that you can review as well. Going further down here, we have OANC reports. And so this is where you can see financials for the actual Office of Advisory Neighborhood Commissions. So things like the printer reports, oversight hearing, and so you can check these out at your leisure. Going further down, we have a link to the strategic plan. And so the strategic plan, it includes objectives, strategies, and timelines that set priorities for improving the operation of the OANC, as well as services to advisory neighborhood commissions, as well as community engagement and visibility. And so here you'll see there's information about the draft OANC strategic plan. So that's really the main highlights that we have in here. Going further down, we have a link to the advisory board. And so the board is here to advise the Office of Advisory Neighborhood Commissions with respect to initiatives, budget priorities, pending legislation, and policies that support the office's mission to provide technical, administrative, and financial reporting assistance to the ANCs. And so you'll see here we have information about each of those advisory board members. Going further down, we have information about FOIA or Freedom of Information Act requests. And so this is where you can get where you can put in requests for them as well as get information for our FOIA officer, which is Denise Wichter, our general counsel. Going to the top of the website here, you'll see that we have ANCs by ward. So if we click on that, it gives you a nice handy website where you can easily find your local ANC's website. So you can either go to all and scroll down, or you can click on your ward and it'll just jump you to that directly. And so each of these are independent websites hosted by each ANC. Going further here, we have the calendar. And so this is a really handy thing where you can filter by ANC, but it gives you a month, a week, a day, or a list of all the meetings that are coming up for the different ANCs. And so these can be virtual, these can be hybrid, these can be in person. And so the nice thing here is this will bring you to the ANC's website where you can get information on the Zoom. You also have a link to attend it as well that'll bring you directly to the Zoom for that meeting. All right, coming back to this site, but you can also sort by month, week, day. And you'll see that these meetings tend to be in the evening. So you'll notice that much of the calendar is not going to show because all of the ANC meetings typically happen in the evening. And then we also have a handy little list that you can go through as well. But the best thing here is filtering it by your local ANC. Going along here, we have resources for ANCs. So for example, we have language access resources. And so this is where the OANC provides support for ANCs that are in need of communications like sign language interpretation through partnerships with executive branch agencies. And so this is where we have info on getting sign language interpretation as well as translation services. So you can get info on that here. Going further down, we have training resources, which will bring you to our latest ANC handbook, as well as guidance on financial policies. And then these are where you can find videos, YouTube videos that cover a whole slew of topics that ANC commissioners should be familiar with. And so we have general resources, things for the secretary, things for treasurers, as well as other PDFs that you may find useful. And so all of these are here for you to use as you need them. Going further down, we have OANC guidance. And so this is legal guidance. And so you can check these out, but these are basically legal opinions and yeah, things just that are related to legal matters within the Office of Advisory Neighborhood Commissions. Going further down, we have forms. And so this is where you have things like equipment management, resignation, grant instructions, and so zoning, board of election. So just some handy forms that we've made really easy for you to access here as you need them. This is also a, link to GovDelivery, which is used for email bulletins. And so this would go out to your local ANC constituency. And so you can use GovDelivery to create those bulletins. That's a service that's provided to all ANC commissioners. We also have a link to the QFR portal or the Quarterly Financial Report portal, and that just opens up in a new window like so. And then going further down to resources, we have a Zoom login. So this would be the Zoom info for your local ANC. We also have info on the OANC's Assistance Fund. So you can check that out as necessary or as needed. And then we have some outreach materials that are here for, so like what is an ANC in PDF and Word, as well as a couple other languages that you are welcome to take advantage of. We also have some sample ANC agreements for ABCA, as well as community benefit MOUs. So you can take a look at those as you need them. And then we have here, this is just a link to the statutory code for the code of the District of Columbia if you want to really dive into the weeds of all the statutory code that gives the ANC the power to do what it does. Moving along here, we have documents. So we have bylaws for each individual ANC. So each individual ANC has their own bylaws, and you can find them here, and it just gives you a direct link to that. It's really quite convenient. So easy enough. Going here, we have meeting minutes for each ANC. So if you're not able to attend your local ANC's meeting, you can also find them all here. You can filter them, and you'll see that they're all posted. Yeah, pretty simple. Going further down, we have financial documents. So you can filter by ANC, and you can find the quarterly financial documents for your ANC as well as the meeting minutes. So it's a nice little way to find both of those. We also have reports. And so this is where you can get the annual ANC reports. And so you can just go through these here. And these are done by fiscal year. Moving further down, we have the Mayor's ANC Resolutions portal. So if you need to look up anything on here, you'll see here, these are just a list of ANC resolutions. Going further, this is a really helpful thing. This is locate your commissioner. So for example, if I am not sure what ANC or what my single member district, my SMD is, I can just type in an address. So if I just pick a random address, we'll just pick this old address, and you'll see this includes part of downtown DC. And you'll see here it has my single member district commissioner, in this case, Nancy Groth, gives me email for the commissioner, and it also gives me a link to the website. And you'll also see that it gives me information on how to get to the website. So really nice and handy there. All right, going back to the website here. The last thing I'll just mention on the homepage is, yeah, if you are going through this and you find that something's not quite right, something's not making sense, feel free to shoot us an email. We also have this handy little accessibility, and you also see that we have links to the different sections. But here we go. We have oancs@dc.gov if you need to reach out to us with any questions as well as our phone numbers. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you find our new website helpful.